Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol EESO, Enzyme Environmental Solutions Incorporated. Very popular penny stock, and I did this one a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I can't remember. But just to go over what I talked about in that video, I talked about the symmetrical triangle that we had, and talked about how decision time was quickly approaching, and I went over kind of the psychology behind lower highs being made, and then at the same time higher lows being made, which gave us this pennant formation, symmetrical triangle, wedge, whatever you want to call it. The term isn't important, but these lines are what shows the psychology. And I talked how there was a decision time coming up, and somebody was going to win, and whoever won was going to make a big push in that direction. And as you can see, a few days ago, the Bears did end up winning. They pushed it below this support line, and the price has been falling ever since. And then even today was a kind of crucial day because it fell below the 200-day simple moving average. So I've been getting some requests from people saying, what am I supposed to look for now, and so forth. So the point of this video is going to be kind of go over the support levels mainly, and to understand that the more support levels that are broken, the weaker and weaker the chart becomes. So you want to keep your eye on those. And the analogy I always use is kind of use them as a thermometer. The more and more support levels that are broken, the colder and colder the chart gets. So keep that in mind. But on the flip side of that, the more and more resistance levels that are broken, the hotter and hotter the chart gets. But at this point in time, seems like from the messages I've got, people are a little bit more concerned about support levels, and what should they do in terms of kind of monitoring the chart. So I went over the psychology. We had the triangle broke out down to the downside, and now closed below the 200-day simple moving average. So now at this point in time, this actually has become our first resistance level. So I'm going to kind of just eyeball where that is and draw the resistance trend line there. Currently, it is valued at 0.0082, so that is going to be the stock's current and near term resistance level on any sort of bounce. Now for support levels, since we did lose that one, you have to hop all the way over to these locations and start looking at previous highs in order to get your new support levels. And the most recent one is right about here where the stock did close, it looks like. The low was 0.0072, and this area here looks right around that vicinity. But as you can see, way back here at the beginning of the year in January, stock popped up and then hovered around this 007 level for a while, so the James Bond level as I like to call it, and then ended up heading back up. So this was support way back at the beginning of the year, and right now James Bond will hopefully hold as support here for the longs, but if not, there's actually kind of a bigger type gap in terms of where the next support level is, and that next support level's down around, just eyeballing it, probably 0.0045. So going from 007 to 0.0045, that's obviously a pretty big percentage drop there. But at the chart, that is the next support level over here. So that's kind of the one. The benefit is this looks like it's a pretty thick support level, but at the same time, if that doesn't hold, then the next support level is not for quite a ways down. And then after that one, it gets kind of even worse, because remember, these days were just two big, huge days, so there wasn't any really consolidating at all that took place. So when each one of these levels are broken, it's got a long ways to go before the next support level, because there was never any consolidation that took place way back here. So after this level, if that falls, then the next resistance level is until down here, which is looks like to be right around 0.001 or so. And once again, as you can see, that's even a bigger gap than up here. So once again, these 2 days where the price just shot up really created some big gaps in terms of support on the way down. Now in terms of maybe the stock hopefully going sideways here and then bouncing up for the longs, resistance levels that we have looking at are first one just down here at 0.01, 1 penny. That was a previous low here, and then we pop up here to right around 0.015, and above there, that's another bridge to cross. But one step at a time. First, you just got to get back above this green line here, which is the 200-day simple moving average. So one step at a time. But right now this chart is mainly just in stop bleeding mode. I wouldn't worry about a bounce. For you people that are longs, I would worry about just starting to see some sideways action. Charts really don't bounce down like this and then all of a sudden shoot up. It happens once in a while, but the odds of that happening are not in your favor. That's just how things go. There's not many charts that drop down and then all of a sudden shoot back up. They need to heal themselves, need to do some consolidation. But the chart hasn't even been doing that right now. It's just been dropping. So step one would be just to get some sideways action and then hopefully start to recover up through these resistance levels. But the quicker this thing and longer it can start to go sideways, the better the chart will start to appear. But right now, we definitely need to get a bandage on because the stock's bleeding pretty bad right now. But hopefully these support levels can hold, and once again, the more and more of these that fail, the weaker and weaker the chart becomes. So if you do have any other questions, feel free to send me a message and I'll try to help you out. But once again, this was EESO.